My name is Will Chesko, and I'm a safety.
My name is Olivia Price, and I'm a cheerleader.
My name is Ezra Criswell, and I play tight end and middle linebacker.
My name is Lauren Brooker, and I'm a cheerleader.
Peter Ziblot, safety and center.
Reagan Ziblot, outside linebacker, defensive end, and left tackle.
My name is Sophie Stockton.
My name is Kate Stockton.
My name is Jackson Resurrection, and I play wide receiver.
My name's Garrett England, and I play middle linebacker and fullback.
Ella Hippel.
My name is Joe Cassidy. I'm a fullback, defensive lineman, offensive lineman, and like 40th string kicker.
Hi, I'm Josiah Stavanoa, and my position is wide receiver.
My name is Mark Haynes. I play defensive end and defensive tackle.
My name is Timothy, and I play both offensive and defensive line.
My name is Ethan Rice. I'm a kicker, corner, and receiver.
My favorite memory is just all of it, just playing with the boys.
My favorite memory would have to be cheer camp. Even though I wasn't able to be at cheer camp, I had like surgery like 2 weeks beforehand. I was still able to be there with everybody, and I kind of surprised everybody. They were all super excited to see me. I felt really good. And then Florida this year was a lot of fun, get to know everybody, and I really enjoyed my time.
Beating Lighthouse this year in Oklahoma.
I would say last year at Nationals when we were cheering and we looked up in the stands and we saw Mrs. Abrams and Mr. Gill going wild with their cowbells and slamming the buckets on the stands.
For me, Powder Puff was a really sweet experience because it was something that I've wanted to happen for a really long time, and just to see the board just hear that request and really make everything to put it in motion was just it was just a really surreal moment to see how much they cared about just all the members of TCW and giving us a sweet high school experience. I think it also gave the cheerleaders a better appreciation and understanding for what the boys do on a daily basis.
My favorite memory from TCW would definitely be doing the run out before every game. It was just super fun between the stunts and tumbling and smoke bombs and the big blow up helmet to get excited and cheer on the boys before they ran out for their big game every week.
My favorite memory at TCW, probably the first win. Just new team, new kid on the team. I didn't play that much, played like 2 plays, and I came from my old school. We lost every game by like 60 points. And I just remember being on the sideline, and then Joey Abrams scores a 60-yard touchdown. And then next drive, Silas Shivers runs for a 50-yard touchdown. And I'm like, we're actually good, what the heck? And then I'm like running on the sideline, cheering, going, it's too easy. And then like all the coaches are like, be quiet, it's not that easy, be humble. I was like, because I just never experienced winning before. But I'll never forget it.
Definitely Powder Puff, because you never get to be aggressive in cheer, and so basically I hadn't been able to be aggressive for a couple years in a row, and I got all of my aggression out that night, and I was MVP.
One that comes to mind this year, actually, me and Coach Morales started talking in Spanish, and Tom was right next to us, and he doesn't speak a lick of Spanish, so I was roasting Thomas in Spanish right in front of him with Coach Morales. And Thomas thought we were just joking around, so he started laughing too with us. So I'd say that's one of my favorites.
Probably have to say back in junior high, my first stiff arm. So I was in 8th grade, felt good, ran it all the way for a touchdown.
My favorite memory would probably have to be my junior year, whenever the Atoka game, whenever they finally put me in on defense after begging them for years, and I got defensive player of the game. So that was pretty cool.
My favorite memory would probably have to be any of the times Coach Price is talking. Always sarcastic. Can't miss it.
Favorite memory, it's gotta be, I was a sophomore, so it was on JV. We played Van Vleck. I just started kicking about probably a week ago, and then we were on offense. I don't remember what play it was, but I basically just ran a 9 straight down the field. ended up turning around, catching the ball on like the 3-yard line, and ended up falling back into the end zone, and realized, oh, I'm in the end zone. That was a touchdown. And then Jackson was like behind me trying to pick me up. We were like fumbling with each other, trying to get each other up, and then I realized, oh shoot, I have to go kick the extra point. So I was like trying to calm myself down and ready to kick the extra point, and then nailed it, so yeah.
The coach that influenced me the most this year had to have been Dawson Ziblot.
I would say all the coaches, they kind of work together to influence us all, and they all each have their different way of like influencing us. Like Coach Hippel, she kind of has like, you know, the silent kind of strong kind of type, and she, you know, gives like subtle advice, and she's super straightforward with it. Coach Barnes, she like loves to go after it, loves to go after the Lord, and she's like, okay, so like, what do you need help with? What do you need? And Coach Cornett, she's always there to support you no matter what.
I think I have to say Coach Criswell because he's my dad, and I think I'll get shot if I don't say him.
I would say Coach Barnes because after every practice, whether it was good or bad, she always had something motivational to say, and it always lifted all of our spirits.
Coach Dawson.
I would probably say Coach Morales, just because he's the only reason I was playing linebacker in the first place. So.
Coach McDonald has been my coach for all 4 years of high school, and she's definitely come alongside of me and just helped me grow up and just watched me figure things out along the way. And especially this last year, she has been my greatest encourager, and she has done nothing but make me feel supported and empowered in every decision that I've made. She also is a very big advocate for the cheer team and stands up for us in more ways than most people will ever realize.
The coach that influenced me the most would definitely be Coach McDonald. Coach McDonald is one of the most selfless people that I know, and she was always our biggest cheerleader and advocate on and off the field. Anytime that we got stressed or overwhelmed, she always remained calm and composed and would not hesitate to generously offer more of her time if we needed extra practices. She also happily drove us in the cheer van to Florida year after year and was willing to and very committed to driving the speed limit, even if it meant being one of the last ones there, because she wanted our parents to trust her to drive us.
The coach that influenced me the most, I'd say, is Coach Cassidy. Just because he put so much work into like everything he did, to the plays, to the film. He was always watching film, and then every Sunday when we'd see him at church, we'd just talk football. And you could just see how much he cared about it, and that kind of really got to me and the rest of the team about how much we should take this seriously.
Coach, I'd have to say, would be Coach Price. Just the wisdom and the knowledge he came out with, and just his football knowledge of the game. And he gave me all the great tips, and the biggest thing he's ever told me and never told everyone was just to be an athlete. And I don't know how right he is. I mean, that's all you really got to do. Just go out there, play ball.
Besides my mom, she was a coach, Coach Barnes, she told me that I should cheer about 3 years ago, and I thought she was crazy, but here I am, so she's definitely influenced me the most.
I mean, they all have had their impact, of course. I've had a lot of coaches, and I'd say the ones in the Warriors are probably the best I've had so far. The one that have probably influenced me the most would be Coach Britsky. Just because like I came to the Warriors and I knew a bunch of stuff already. And like the past couple years, I mean, he wasn't here at the beginning half of the season, but he came back. But like he still taught me things. He still showed me things I'd never seen before. He still helped me do drills. He still knew that I could get better, even though I already knew more than the normal amount. So he knew I could push harder. And during conditioning, he would always get on top of me and be like, "Let's go, Joe," and he would just, motivate, inspire.
Probably Coach Cassidy. He gave me confidence in what I could do. Really inspired me.
Probably Coach Price, just because of how mean he was. It really made me realize I was a bad player at first, but then grew from that. His honesty was really good.
Probably Coach Criswell. He definitely very inspirational person, and quite frankly, I aspire to be a man like him.
Coach, it's gonna be probably Coach Cassidy. He helped me a lot this year.
My favorite quote from a coach is when you'd mess up in the game and Coach Price would tell us that our mom was saving a seat for us in the bleachers.
My favorite quote, it would have to be "A shift in weight, not a shift in your hips" by Coach Barnes.
Coach Morales would always, whenever he was referring to us on defense, he would always go, "My linebackers," and he would talk like that. And if Caleb was here, he could say it better. But just Coach Morales going, "My linebackers," that's it.
Probably at SCA after we hit a hard stunt and one of our guy coaches said, "Period."
It's got to be Coach Tibor. After O-line drills, when he's teaching us stuff, he'd be.
So my sophomore year, Coach Brittany, who used to be our coach at SCA, called me an eyesore in the homecoming routine. And even though now I look back and I can laugh at it, it definitely motivated me to become a better dancer and to never be the weak link again.
My favorite quote from a coach would definitely be a few weeks ago whenever we were practicing our country pep rally routine and we were about to perform, and Coach Cornett so wisely reminded us that we needed to have fun, but to remember to shift instead of shake while we dance.
My favorite quote is probably from Coach Morales, and this happened in Florida. We had just gotten a little talk about something, about PDA, and then we're going through walkthroughs and he's talking about pass interferences and like if it's obvious that guy's gonna catch the ball, just rough him up. And the way he comes up and he tells, he's talking to Anthony Crease and he goes, "If that ball's in the air, you PDA that boy. You PDA that boy." It was so funny. I just couldn't hold it in, my laughter. It was really funny.
Favorite quote? Okay, so this might be cheating, but Coach McDonald told my sister after a JV loss that the cheerleaders always win.
They've all said a lot of good ones. I'd say it's Coach Britsky's again, shock and awe, because it's like a thing to, shock as in like shock people, but awe is kind of like make it sit with them, make it like after you shock, just kind of let it set in and like prove your point, but make it known to stick around.
Coach Price, be an athlete.
Probably Coach Chesko telling me to suck it up every conditioning. That was helpful.
Anytime someone did bad and they know it, it would be Coach Price's "Don't do that, be an athlete."
It's gonna be from Coach Cassidy, study the plays. He said that probably 100 times this season. Study the plays, execute, and we win.
A piece of advice would be to go to the gym and just have fun.
Play and cheer every game as if it was your last, because you never know what could happen at practice. You can be injured. I know we've had a lot of injured people this year on both sides, cheer and football. So just play every game like it's your last, play your best, always have fun with it, and treat everybody with respect, coaches, players, everybody.
If you want to start and if you want to make an impact on the team, you have to put in more work outside of practice than you do at practice. And Cam, start doing back squats.
To always have a positive attitude at practices or games because it will affect your performance. So just keep smiling.
Lift heavy weights.
Future advice for coming up Warriors is just, first of all, you need to focus on your relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the most important thing. And lift heavy weights. Best football players are grown in the off season. And so you just got to put that work in the off season and you'll become a great football player. And same thing with your relationship with Christ. You have to work out your salvation. And so that's the most important thing, and everything else will fall in line if you do that first.
Stay humble.
A piece of advice that I would offer to younger Warriors would be to always trust and come under your coaches. Even if you don't understand or agree with the decision that they made, they always have the best interest of you and your team at heart, and so you just need to really trust them with that.
A piece of advice I'd say for future Warriors is to really take it seriously and actually put the work in. And yeah, have fun and everything, but whenever you put the work in, it's more fun for you and your teammates.
Something that I would say to you young guys is just to trust the process and stay humble. I mean, you're surrounded by people who love you and people who want what's best for you. So if you just stay humble and you do what you're told and you give it 100% every play, then you'll do just fine.
I'd have to say actually work during the off season because I didn't work as hard as I could over the off season, and I probably should have, and it would have made the experience a lot more enjoyable.
I'd say for future Warriors, listen to your coaches, love each other, form a brotherhood, and be about it.
Work at home.
All future and younger Warriors, I would say be your brother's keeper. I didn't really realize what that meant until this season, and being your brother's keeper, it's loving your brothers as if they're your own blood.
My advice, get into the gym and eat good, because you can't gain muscle if you don't eat good, and just put in the work. Honestly, if you want to be better and be a better athlete, you just have to put in the work.
All of them were. They're all good food. It was all good food too.
The burgers were good. Solid beef.
My favorite film night dinner is probably when the deacons at the church cooked us burgers for dinner. That was good.
My favorite dinner was Miss Rice's salad. I'm on Miss Rice's salad. Love that salad.
That time when we had brisket, that was so insane. We had brisket and there were beans. The beans were so good. And the salad at film is actually my favorite part. Salad is literally like no other salad.
I'd have to say the brisket and the beans and the salad. Okay, I had a couple slices of brisket, but I had this huge plate of beans. I love beans, and I ate it all. And it is true, beans make you toot, and I was tooting all night, but it was worth it.
Everything kind of tastes similar to me, so I'd say Chick-fil-A, just because like it's good. Or well, we had chili one time, right? That was nice. I think some people got food poisoning, but it was worth it.
Chili.
Yeah. Popeye's chicken. It's great. Yeah. Love it. Always a lot to eat. So. Oh, and the salad with the egg on it. If they didn't have salad, it wasn't a good night. So remember that next year.
They brought tacos one night, and I am definitely a taco person. I love tacos.
I gotta say it's gonna be Popeyes and the watermelon.
So my first one, we had a partner day, and I was partnered with Ruth Ellen, and we were salt and pepper. I was pepper, she was salt. My second favorite one, it would have to be, it was like a sports day, and I dressed up in all my brother's lacrosse gear. That was a lot of fun.
I would say twin day whenever I got to dress up as a tennis player.
Probably the white lies one, because so my white lie was that I have strong wrists, and that's funny because I've broken my wrist twice, and I have really, really weak wrists during basing and stuff. So yeah, probably that one.
My favorite theme or dress-up day would probably be duo day. That was when me and Sophie got to wear our soccer uniforms, and so that was really fun because we got to bring our other sport into cheer.
Probably duo day. I was a fisherman and Kendall was a hunter, so that kind of went together. And I brought a fly rod to practice, and Drew and Kevin played with it for 10 minutes after practice. So that was something.
Daniel, Bryson, and Caleb are going to be dangerous.
Connor, Caleb, John Gill, Tom Fry, Daniel. Let's see. Drew, if he lifts weights in the off season.
I would say Daniel, he's a dog. Caleb's a dog. Connor's a dog. Tom's a dog. Jerry's a dog. John's a dog. Anthony's a dog. Anthony Creas, he's definitely a dog. Love Anthony. And Justin's a dog. So
some players should look out for next season. Definitely Caleb, dog. He is insane at football. Drew, dog. QB1, dog. Also, I'd say Anthony Correas, my twin, dog. Pick sixes all over the place. I'm also gonna have to say Noah Bailey, always good dude, always working hard. Great guy. He's still going. Daniel Abraham, dog. Yeah, that's a few players to look out for.
There's a couple. There's there's quite a lot. Daniel Abraham, he's a freaking stud, freshman. Freaking Caleb Harmon, dog. Definition of a dog. Drew Harrison, QB1, he stepped up this season. I won't lie, thought he didn't know how it was gonna go. He came out there and freaking balled. Love you, Drew. Who else did you look out for? Tom Fry, that boy's a beast. He's a big boy, and he's gonna anchor that line this next season, so can't wait for it.
Gabe Villalobos. I'm hopefully, once this gets right, I'll be training with my brother, but I'm also gonna drag him, get him right, and he's got a good mentality. He's been forming it, I've been talking to him. Who else? Sam Pearson. He's dedicated, although he's just getting started. You gotta start somewhere, and he's already made a bunch of progress, and only way's up. So I'd say those two.
There's a lot of decisions, but I have to say Anthony Correas, and Cameron.
Obviously Caleb, he's great. Jeremiah's been working really hard, so definitely Jeremiah.
I'm gonna say Justin Resurrection, as long as his ankle is semi-decent by next year. I'm gonna say Jacob Muley, and I'm not being biased.
Definitely Caleb Harmon. He's gonna be crazy. For sure, Daniel Abraham. He's freshman, this year? So he's got 3 years ahead of him. That's gonna be crazy.
Definitely Sam Fry, 100%.
I hate to say it's me, but I would say I'm probably the funniest person on the team. I'm always making people laugh. But like funny, goofy, they're kind of different. I don't know. It's funny. I would have to say me, but like I would say goofy wise, it'd be like probably Lauren's pretty goofy. She's always funny, and same thing with Kendall.
Sam Fry.
Olivia Price. She's so goofy.
Sam Pearson.
It'd be Sam Pearson. Sam Pearson's pretty funny guy with his Lightning McQueen Crocs, so he's pretty funny.
I would say the funniest person is definitely Reese. That was one of my other favorite memories, was when she was pulled up on varsity, and I just think that she is such a bright light on our cheer team and definitely does a lot.
The funniest person on the team would probably be Kaylee Barnes, just because I feel like she makes me laugh on a daily basis, and I just really enjoy being able to cheer with her.
I would have to say the funniest people on the team. I'd say Caleb, he is absolutely hilarious, and Sam Fry. Sam Fry is so funny.
I'd have to say Caleb or Will Chesko, or those two together. Just when they get together, it's just funny. They just say the most random stuff. It's not even. It's just so funny.
Olivia, hands down Olivia.
Gabe's the funniest guy on the team, but don't let that go to your head.
Honestly, probably Coach Morales.
I'm gonna have to say Caleb.
Just the entire senior class are all hilarious. They make me laugh like none other.
Easily Sam Fry. He's just classic.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to play football, and thank you for all the sacrifices you made.
First, I'd like to thank all TCW and assisting and allowing me to do all my recruiting stuff, because I'm in lacrosse and I've actually committed to a school, and I wouldn't be able to do it without TCW's support and helping me being able to let me skip some practices and games. And for my family, they've supported me every step of the way through my college recruiting career, and I'm really thankful for them.
guess I got all the regular stuff. Thank you for all the sacrificing that you've made over the years. And Mom, now I can focus on school.
Thank y'all so much for supporting me in everything I do, especially cheer. And thank you to little Asia for always being my little cheerleader. I love y'all so much, and I wouldn't trade y'all for the world.
Thanks for the food, Mom, and running the frat house.
I guess my message to my family would be just Mom and Dad, thank you for allowing me to come down here and do this in the first place. That's been difficult and everything like that, so I appreciate just the sacrifices and everything that y'all have made. Just allowing me to be down here and being able to be a Warrior. And thank you to Annalisa and Uncle Scott for putting up with my crap, and Annalisa running the frat house. So thank you. But thank you, Mom and Dad, especially. So thank y'all.
To my parents, thank you for encouraging me to do cheer in the first place. It was definitely something that never would have been on my radar, and I never would have even thought about doing if y'all had not pushed me towards that direction. And looking back now, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I'm so proud to have called myself a Warrior, and all of these opportunities I've gotten, it's because of y'all.
I would like to thank my mom and dad for always being my biggest supporters in the ups and downs of cheer. They were always a great ear to listen, and they always offered good encouragement. And I just want to thank them for making something that was so important to me, so important to them, and making that a big part of our life over the past 2 years.
Message to my family, I'd like to say thank you to all of you, specifically my dad has literally been there for every step of the way, even whenever I thought it was a little much, but I still really appreciate it. And for Gerald, always being behind the camera, making hype videos that everyone appreciates. And to my mom, because I love my mom, and then to the rest of my brothers, because they're great people.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone in my family, and that's a lot of people, but especially my dad. He's the one who brought me out and introduced me to the Warriors and basically signed me up even though I didn't want to, and it was probably one of the best decisions he's ever made for me, and this organization impacted me so much. So I'd just like to thank my dad, and I'd like to thank my mom and all my siblings for their constant support in my football career.
Thank y'all for driving me, and thank you, Mom, for coaching me. Honestly, thank you for just encouraging me to do this, and even when I didn't want to sometimes, thank you for hyping me up and just being there for me.
Thank you. Thanks for, supporting and all that throughout the years and the years to come, hopefully, with football. I appreciate my dad, Coach Cassidy, coaching. That was awesome. That was my first time he's ever been my coach in anything, I think, except maybe baseball, a long time ago. But yeah, and thank you to my brother for, getting on me when I don't feel like doing anything, and, just all my family just kind of like being on the wagon with me.
I got a lot to say to them. No, really, thank you for driving me for 3 years, an hour every day, and taking, 5 hours out of your day to watch practice, and that was a long trip every day, putting work aside and whatever else you had going on. So I just thank you for that.
I just want to say thank you for supporting me with everything, not just football.
My mom and dad, I just want to thank you for supporting me through my football career, I guess. Paying for all of the expenses and supporting me, going to all my games, and then early on just driving me to practice and stuff.